Hi there, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel, and this is my first attempt at a Gaeilge vlog or a Gaeilge learning vlog. I am American. I have never even attempted to learn a second language before, and I chose Irish. So I'm doing a lot of studying on my own, but I am also taking a beginner's level course over Zoom through a university in Dublin. That happens for 2 hours once a week. We only have 4 weeks left, and then I'll probably continue in some fashion, either with this school or potentially somewhere else. I haven't quite checked out my options yet. I decided I wanted to make some sort of vlog or video to put out there because I don't know anybody who speaks Irish. So if you already speak Gaeilge or you are also learning, definitely let me know so we can become language buddies. But anyway, this is my language learning, my Gaeilge focused notebook. And it is kind of chaotic. Put down the dates. That's the one thing that's pretty consistent. And I try to highlight all of the actual Irish words and vocab. During class especially, I'm just throwing so much on this page. Those are definitely the more chaotic days versus when I study on my own, then it's much more clean and polished. I also have been making little vocab cards for myself, or actually a lot of them are pronunciation cards because there's a lot of funky ways to pronounce stuff in Gaeilge that is just not super intuitive, especially if English is your first language, I feel. And just having to break those habits and just get used to the different word structures is interesting. I'm trying to decide if I want to continue with just single word vocab, and I've just kind of chosen these words at random based on some other media that I'm taking in. I try to watch different YouTube videos and also the app TG4, which seems to be Ireland's PBS. So I've definitely taken in some words through that, like dulaman means seaweed and sneachta is snow or snowing. But I think I'm going to experiment with, as you can see, I have a list of full-on phrases. For example, did she drink much? I went to the pub. So I think I'm gonna try making vocab cards with those phrases in Gaeilge on one side, and then maybe pronunciation and like the English translation on the other side. The pronunciation is definitely the hardest thing for me to learn on my own. Different apps and dictionaries and sites and resources online that I can go to and like type in certain words and get a generally pretty robotic, but some sort of pronunciation back at me. So I like have somewhat of an idea how it's actually supposed to be said. But I think that is what I'm going to work on. I'm trying to film a video, but as you can see, my mom is talking to the neighbor in the back. So I can't film a sit down video yet, but that's okay. So now it is the time to study. Okay, so here are the cards that I just made, and I'm only going to work on 4 of them because even that will probably take a hot minute. I took some phrases that I had down in my Gaeilge notebook, so like dún mi an Doris. And then on the back, I have close the door. And then I also have a little picture to kind of help me out. Duit, and welcome back to another Irish language learning update. So I just wanted to mention a few YouTubers that I'm watching that have been helping me out during this Gaeilge journey, a new app that I just downloaded, and what I'm going to be working on for the next hour or so. So I wanted to shout out a polyglot named Lindy Bots. Botes. I will definitely link her down in the description below. She is not learning Gaeilge, but she is a polyglot, and I really like watching her language videos, both her study with me and just general language learning, like Q&As or advice. And she talks a lot about learning a language, especially on your own when you don't have the opportunity for just immediate immersion, like by being in another country. And I find her tips to be extremely helpful. And one of the things that she suggested on a video I watched recently was downloading downloading an app called HelloTalk. It is an app that encourages language learning through communication. So you can see who other people that are fluent in Gaeilge but maybe are trying to learn English, and then you guys communicate to each other both through text, correcting said text, and also voice messages. So then you can just kind of learn that way. I literally just downloaded the app, just set up my profile. I haven't actually talked to anyone yet. I'm a little bit intimidated because I'm such a beginner. I'm afraid that, I don't know, I'm just nervous about it, but I'm excited for that opportunity to talk to somebody who is fluent in the language. The other YouTube channel that I've been watching for actually quite a while, but I'm specifically going to use one of his latest videos today with my practice, is Learn Irish. And I really like his videos because they're short and sweet and usually very specific, but that makes it very digestible. And one of the videos that he put up recently, which is only 7 minutes long, are the top 25 most used Irish phrases. So I'm going to actually go through his video and I'm going to make more flashcards. And the nice thing about using his video as a reference point is because he pronounces these phrases and variations of these phrases several times, so that also will make it a little bit easier for me to write out the actual pronunciations on the back. As for daily learning, I've just been doing a little bit of Duolingo. I've gone over a few flashcards, and one of the easiest ways and one of my favorite ways to learn is watching the network TG4. I have the app on my phone and watching their preschool shows. I know I've mentioned this before. I specifically really like Shala Timmy. It's so cute, it's a little claymation and it's freaking adorable. And then, oh God, what is it? It's something about like a kid with tentacles. That's literally what the show title is. It's some boy name with tentacles or something like that. He's an alien in like a little boy costume and has like a little nerdy best friend, and they go on misadventures together. But there's something about it. It's actually made me laugh, even though I don't quite understand what's going on at all. But there's like a fairly odd parents vibe to their mischiefs and the jokes that they seem to be telling. So anyway, I'm gonna get started on making these new flashcards, and here we go.
Duit, a store, agus fáilte. A store can mean sweetheart, my love, or honey, or something like that. Or literally it means it's a long day since I set my eyes upon you.
I'm going through the video and I'm writing down the phrases in my language notebook. And I think today I'm only going to focus on the first 5 phrases, and then throughout the week I'll work through more of the phrases. So hopefully by the end of the week I get through all 25, or at least making the flashcards for all 25. But the reason I'm only doing 5 at first is because I also have to do the pronunciations, and that's actually the part that can take a hot minute because I want to make sure I do it in a way that I understand but is also accurate. So I am on the very first phrase, and I wrote out my card and I'm trying to get the pronunciation on the back. And we have this last word, falta, or
Duit, a store, agus fáilte.
as he says it, falcha, almost with the CH sound at the end. So then I come over here to this site, aber.ie, and I'm trying to isolate this specific word and figure out what it is. And the hard thing with Irish is that there's different dialects. So falta. Try to slow it down a little bit.
Falta.
That definitely has a T sound,
Falta.
where this has a CH sound. So it's definitely a difference in dialect. I ended up writing on the card the CH phonetic, but I guess I couldn't go wrong with the hard T phonetic either. Unwill in Gaeilge again. Speak Irish. How do you Irish? Okay, I have been studying and making these cards for a little bit over an hour, so I think that's going to be all for me, at least actively studying today. I generally try to do some passive studying. That's what I've been doing the last few days through music and children's programming, so there might be some of that later, but tomorrow is another Irish lesson for me over Zoom, so I will definitely check in with you guys after that. Hello everyone, happy Monday. This is going to be my final update for this Gaeilge vlog. I literally just finished up my Irish lessons over Zoom. We only have 2 weeks left and then this 10-week program is done, and it's interesting. I'm in the beginner's course, and while I definitely felt I have learned new things and gained some resources, especially, I do still feel completely overwhelmed and very much out of my element, partially because this class and this course, while they do focus mostly on conversation, my instructor also focuses a lot on grammar. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because Irish grammar is quite peculiar, but it's kind of beyond my level of apprehension, and sometimes he can go through it so fast. I honestly feel like everyone in the class is much more further along this than I am. I think I'm, if not the only American, then one of 2 Americans in the class, and I also get the sense from different accents and stuff that this is not their second language, that they have done language learning before. And some of them are really into that grammar and wanting to know about the evocative case and all that sort of fancy terminology that is so beyond my realm of comprehension. I think what would be ideal for me is if I could find a one-on-one tutor and connect with somebody who can really go down to my level of understanding and teach in a way that's going to be more useful for me. Because again, while the grammar is useful, ultimately I'm just still trying to get to a point where I can read a word and know how to pronounce it. It's getting better, but it's not intuitive. So that's still where I'm at. So if any of you have any suggestions, definitely let me know down below. So until my class next week, I'm going to focus on making more flashcards and just try to up my vocabulary. I think that's still ultimately my goal. So anyway, that is where I'm at in my Gaeilge journey. Please let me know if you are on a similar one, either with Irish itself or with a different language. Let me know how that's going. Let me know if you are also studying from home or studying by yourself, and if you have any tips or tricks in that regard. Otherwise, I will update you guys in a few weeks or so. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Slán!